yeah, I just show you first the Cantarella clear in Tower Run for Exclipse set. I just don't want to make the full run. I don't want to make this video too long. So now let's talk about the result and discussion. So overall, S1 give a noticeable damage increase. At least I can notice when moved to S1, which is that's a good indication already. Second is that the resistant interruption actually is really good. I think this is the one that I really like the most from S1, mostly because it just make the run more consistent. Because if you already use Cantarella, sometimes you know some enemies is really vulnerable. And then I tried this one on Dragon in Tower Run. Literally, I do 20 tries for like what S0 test, just because it keep getting interrupted. The number is already consistent, but it keep getting interrupted, which is I don't want. It looks bad, right? So I have to keep trying like over 20 times. But with S1, how many tries I only did? Like 5 times, literally. So yeah, it literally makes more consistent because the resistant interruption, it's just really good. Cantarella is no longer getting interrupted, so that's actually really nice. I actually really like this though. And then third is that in general, S1 Cantarella, it helped to clear in general, depends on what your team. In Phrolova around 4 to 5 seconds, but if you do like DPS, it can be like 8 seconds, something like that. And I can say again, S1 Cantarella actually more beneficial for Cantarella as a DPS than Phrolova. In Phrolova, you can still feel the difference, but it's not as impactful as the main DPS Cantarella though. So if you ask me in here between weapon or S1, for me, if you already have String Master or the Rim Drape, the one that changes your weapon itself, then I just recommend to go for S1, just because it's just really good improvement in terms of damage, and also the resistant interruption is just so good. However, if you don't have any those two weapons, then just go with the Cantarella signature weapon. Overall, if you ask me is it worth to pull or not, and my recommendation is that if you actually still need more damage and want to improve further your Cantarella DPS, then I think this is pretty much one of a good stopping point for Cantarella. And second is that if you don't want to getting interrupted, you don't want to bother to getting interrupted anymore while casting your forte, and yeah, this is actually the one I recommend. It's really nice. And third, if you want more consistent run, because sometimes you know, right, once you getting interrupted, it just make the run sometimes kind of already ruined. So if you want more consistent run, then yeah, I recommend for it too.